Alright, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to our Europe Universalis 4 tutorial series, and we're going to continue with our Ottoman campaign here. As you can see, we look up on our the ledger up here. We have our build spy network with Byzantium at 21. We talked about in the last episode how we take provinces, right? So we could just go in and declare war with a no casus belli, but as you can see, we would get all kinds of negative penalties, which we don't want to get. We don't want that. So what we're going to do is, because we don't want those negative, we'll talk about aggressive expansion later, but because we don't want these negative penalties, what we're going to do is we're going to go over here to our spy network that we started building last episode. We're going to hit fabricate claim, and we're going to click on Constantinople. We'll hit OK, hit OK, and what we can do now is I'm going to hit the space bar just to unpause the game. You can see that little paper symbol just came up next to declare war, and that basically means we now have a casus belli on them. So if we click declare war, you can see we now have a casus belli, and all those negative modifiers that we had beforehand like that, they're now gone. So now we have a justification for this war, which we will in fact take. So let's hit confirm. And it's just looking at this war screen. So you see we don't have any allies yet, so we don't have anyone that's going to come into the war with us. Allies are very important. We'll talk about diplomacy later. But if you look at them, they have Athens, who is considered a vassal of them, so they have to come into the war. And then they're also allied with Serbia, who's up here, here's Serbia. They're going to come into the war as well, okay? So, I mean, that's just kind of the war interface screen, pretty self-explanatory. We'll hit confirm. And we are now at war. So, as you can see, I've kind of set up a little attack here, a little pincer movement to move in on Constantinople. What I'm going to do is actually want to move these ships out here. So you left-click on the ships and right-click out to the straits. Let's slow it down a little bit too. You don't really want it too fast with speed of war. And then what you want to do is you can go to one of these armies. Doesn't matter which one. And these armies, you click no leader, and it looks like we already have a general for us. So we're going to assign a general, and you can see this has those 2 stars, so that means it's a pretty good general. So we'll go ahead and attack, right-click. We'll left-click on these guys, and then right-click there to attack. So as you can see, this thing, a battle is going to begin here November 12th, 1455. So in 10 days, this battle is going to begin, and we'll just see what happens. Yeah, so we'll do an in-depth overview of battles later, but basically the idea here is we have more troops than they do. That green bar is the morale. So once that green bar dissipates, the side with less morale loses the battle. So we're definitely going to win this battle. And look at that. So here's the final stats. We actually killed all their troops, and they only got 1,000 of ours. That's why it's really nice to play as the Ottomans, because they're a very overpowered nation. And, okay, so we won the battle. Now we are sieging them down. So if you can see, right here in this siege, this minus 42%. What this means is, as of today, we have a negative 42% chance of winning this siege. So, obviously, you can't have like a negative percent. But basically what that means is we have 0% chance of winning the siege. So we're going to unpause it, and as you can see, this green bar is going to slowly make its way up. So now we have a negative 28% chance. Again, the idea is still a 0% chance, but we're getting closer to a positive percentage of winning the siege. Now I'll show you what happens. So yeah, we breached the walls. That's good. So now we're at -7. Again, we're not going to win. Definitely not going to win the siege the next turn. But we're just going to continue this. And looks like we're losing some provinces up here, but that's not a big deal. So now it's at 0. So again, we're still not going to win the siege, but we're not going to win the siege the next turn, but let's just wait to see what happens the next time the green bar goes up. Okay, so you can see now it's at 21%. So as of today, April 18th, 1446, we have a 21% chance of winning this siege. Generally, the siege ends around 42 to 64%. Usually that's kind of the magic number, but 21%, we could win it next turn if we're lucky. So 21%. Let's see what happens next. There we go. So we won the siege. We got a 21% chance of winning the siege that turn, and we actually won it. So that's good for us. Siege lasts 170 days. Now we have occupied this province. So that's basically the basics of sieging and battles and occupying territory. Next episode, we're going to talk about how to actually conquer this territory for your nation through peace deals. So we'll see you guys at the next episode. Hopefully you learned a thing or two, and thanks for watching.